What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Bullish Buzz. Today I have another amazing video for you guys, but first, I hope you had a very Merry Christmas, and I hope you guys have a great New Year's. You guys know 2026 is going to be absolutely amazing, so I can't wait to get after that with y'all. But in today's video, I have a tier list. I wanted to make a video about the top 26 stocks for 2026. Now, I do have a little bit of an interesting format for this. I picked every single stock over $1 trillion in market cap, and then I went through and sifted through some of our favorite stocks that we have been talking about over the past year, seeing if we can project any forward growth in the future for 2026. Now, in this video, we're going to be ranking these on an S to A to B to C to D tier list. As you guys will see in just a second, we have 26 stocks that we're planning to go through. So I don't want to waste any more time. I'm going to jump right into this video, but please let me know in the comments down below if you guys do end up enjoying this video. I want to make one with the top 26 stocks in my personal opinion for 2026, or even the top 26 small cap stocks with massive upside. So let me know in the comments down below once again if you guys want to see something like that. Also, make sure you guys do drop a like and subscribe as always, and make sure you guys click the first link in our description down below and join up on our free Discord. We have over 5,000 members over there, and you guys know we are about to go crazy in 2026. Now, without further ado, let's get into the top 26 stocks for 2026. Now, jumping into this tier list, first we are going to be rating from an S to D tier list, and I do have to establish a few rules as we are looking for our top 26 stocks for 2026. That means that we do not care what they did in 2025, 2024, or earlier. What we do care about is going to be their financials for guidance moving forward or guidance in the past, but overall, we are not grading these stocks off of how they did this year. We are grading these stocks of how they look for 2026. They look like they could have a big run, or did they have their big run in 2025 and they look like they could have a pullback? What is going to happen for these stocks? Of course, we are assuming that the market is going to continue upwards. If we do get a bear market, obviously these stocks are not going to perform very well, and that is totally okay. But jumping into this list, we are first going to have AMD, and I'm going to start off hot by giving AMD an A rating. I'm a big fan of AMD. I believe that this is a trillion-dollar company in the making. You guys know I own almost 100 shares of AMD, and I absolutely love this company. Now, AMD is going to go in the A tier for me so far, but they could possibly get bumped up to an S tier by the end of this video. Next, we're going to have Broadcom. Now, Broadcom is an interesting case. Of course, this is a great company and they're growing at a great rate, but overall, I am not in love with the price currently. I think that they are just a little bit undervalued, but not undervalued enough for me to take a shot. So because of that, I'm going to put them in a C for now. They might bump up to B, but we kind of have to get, our groundwork started, and then we can go from there. Now, I'm going to piss off a lot of people with this one, but we have NVIDIA next, and I'm going to put NVIDIA in a B. I'm not going to give it an A or an S. Now, of course, if we were listing these companies off of, all time, NVIDIA is the clear S tier. But what we are doing is for 2026. I think that NVIDIA at $5 trillion in market cap is not a great investment. For NVIDIA to double, you're going to have to see $5 trillion come into this stock, and you're going to have to see the stock push almost to $400. That is too much, in my opinion. I think it can happen. I think it will happen over the next 5 to 10 years, but it would be very, very surprising to me to see NVIDIA become not only the largest company of all time, but then basically run it back and put another $5 trillion on top of that, be a $10 trillion company. I don't see that happening. In my opinion, I see something like AMD going from 400 billion to 800 billion in market cap and doubling there, and us making 100%. So that's my personal opinion. I'm going to put NVIDIA in a B. Of course, it's a great stock, and I believe it's going to continue higher, but I do believe that it's going to start to equal out with the S&P over the next couple of years. I have to interrupt this video real quick because I know we're all thinking the same thing. Buzz, where did you get that insanely sick Bullish Buzz branded t-shirt? Well, I can't tell you that, but I can tell you that we might have merch coming on the way in 2026. Much like the stocks that we are rating right now, I am planning to have a massive 2026, and I'm telling you, the risk to reward with me is absolutely amazing. Now, once again, we are thinking about possibly dropping merch. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys would think about that, but I will tell you that this is part of something much, much bigger that is coming in the future. I can't even begin to break the surface on what is coming because it is that big. Probably the biggest thing we have ever done for the Bullish Buzz. So make sure you guys do continue to like, subscribe, and keep up the good vibe. Showing your support means a whole lot to me, and I cannot believe that we are already to the point where we're thinking about merch and a few other things that are here to come. Now, here we have Berkshire Hathaway, and Berkshire Hathaway is really going to go in the D tier for me. We all know that, what's his name? Warren Buffett is retiring at the end of this year. He actually has about 3 trading days left until he is done. He is retired. So I can't grade this stock any higher just because of a few things. One, I would honestly prefer to buy the S&P. I know he has some really good stocks in there, and I know they slightly outperform the S&P, but I am going to be buying the S&P over Berkshire Hathaway now that Warren Buffett is gone. If he was still here, this is probably a C, but overall, I'm not a huge, huge, huge fan of Berkshire Hathaway. Now, next we're going to have Lilly. I think Lilly's a C tier. I'm not huge on healthcare right now. I think if healthcare can pick up, Lilly could end up being a B to A, But overall, I'm not loving Lilly right now because it is the only one that has actually been holding up, which is really great to see. But overall, the company is starting to look a little bit overvalued. Definitely could use a pullback. And with healthcare at basically, an all-time low performing under the S&P 500, this is not a pretty sight to see. I think that they could see some more downside than upside in this next coming year. But overall, it is still a great company, and we could still see that amazing upside like we saw this year. But overall, they were up so much. We should be conservative. And overall, I think Lilly fits perfectly in our C tier. Now, next, we're going to have Palantir. I'm going to put Palantir in B. I think Palantir is a perfect B just because it has been up so much. I believe that this company is going to continue to climb. But much like Nvidia, I don't think it's going to stay on this insane trajectory that it has been on. I think it can, but I think it's going to start to slow down and kind of even that growth curve a little bit, start to look a little bit more healthy because I think Palantir really is starting to, form itself into a true company that we all believe and understand is going to be a great grower in the future. Now, Palantir is a B. Let's move on to our next one, which is going to be TSMC. And I'm going to give TSMC an A tier. I think TSMC is a great stock. You guys can see TSMC supplies chips to AMD, to Nvidia, and to Broadcom. So whether these three companies do good or not, it doesn't matter because TSMC doesn't need to worry about how good they do. They need to worry about how many chips they're selling to them. And if they do great, that's awesome. They're going to keep selling, thousands and thousands and thousands of chips to each and every single one of these per week and per month. So it's going to continue to be insane. But overall, I think TSMC is one of the safer plays for this AI run. And you guys can see with the share price appreciation going from $90 back in 2024 all the way over $300 in 2025 that TSMC has been a strong runner. Now, getting into our next stock, this is going to be Amazon, and I'm going to give Amazon an S. I bet y'all did not see that coming. I'm going to give Amazon an S. The worst Mag 7 stock from this year, I'm going to be giving an S. And I do believe that Amazon is really going to be one of the higher performing Mag 7 stocks for 2026. Now, I believe this because this company has underperformed, but their financials have overperformed. They're looking to be the first company to do $1 trillion in revenue in one single year coming in 2028. They're projected to do $989 billion in revenue. Now, they also have a whole bunch of other revenue streams, like we have Blue Origin, we have AWS, we obviously have their robotics, which they're pushing into their actual Amazon service, and then we obviously have their delivery service on top of all of that. They have so many different revenue services. They also have Prime Video, all of this stuff that is going to be a cash cow for this company. And overall, I really do believe in Amazon to have a great year. Now, we're going to have Google coming up next, and this one kind of pains me. I'm going to be putting Google in a B. Now, I'm going to be putting Google in a B because they were one of the higher performers for 2025, but I still believe that this company is great. I still believe that this company is going to be worth well over $5 trillion in the future, and I seriously believe that this company can overtake Nvidia just because of the way that they have their revenues and revenue streams set up. They have 10 to 15 different businesses putting in $1 billion of revenue per year. I mean, they have Waymo, they obviously have their YouTube, they have ad revenue. Oh my, ad revenue is insane. They make like $600 million, like an hour or something like that off ad revenue. Don't quote me on that, but they make an insane amount of money off ad revenue. Obviously, they have one of the best browsers out there, still the most used browser out there. And so overall, Google is still a great stock, but after being up so much in the past year, I am going to start to switch a little bit. And that is why I put Amazon as an S tier because the underperformer, which was Google last year, before they went on this absolutely insane run, was Google. Now we're going to see Amazon hopefully do something very similar. We know all of their financials are great, but they kind of work in a rotation where one's going to go and then the next one's going to go and then one's going to go and the next one's going to go, so on and so forth. Now, next we're going to have Tesla, and I am a shareholder in Tesla, but I do have a little bit of worry. Now, Tesla, I'm also going to put in a B. I do want to give it an A, but I can't give it an A right now just because this company is overvalued. I'm sorry. It's so overvalued. I hold it once again, but it is so overvalued. They're seeing like a 200, 300 PE, and really that hasn't mattered this whole entire bull run. That's why I still hold it. But I do not think that this company really should be valued at what it's at. I think that's crazy to say as a shareholder, but they still have a lot of things to figure out. They cannot continue to do, 10 different things sort of well. They need to hone in and do one thing amazingly well, and they will succeed. But when, Musk is trying to worry about Tesla, XAI, SpaceX, and 10 other ventures, it's very hard for him to, hone in on one thing and really get one thing done. But overall, I'm going to give Tesla a B. I'm very happy with it in that spot. Next, we have Meta, and I'm going to give Meta an S tier as well. Meta has been underperforming and is one of the cheaper Mag 7 stocks across the market. They are currently sitting at a 19 PE, where Tesla is sitting at a 250 plus 300 PE or something like that. So overall, you guys can see Meta's very undervalued, great stock. Tesla, very overvalued, also a great stock, but very overvalued. So in my opinion, I'm still going to go with the undervalued play, especially with the market looking a little bit frothy. I think that is a much better choice in my personal opinion. Now, next, we're going to have Microsoft. And honestly, I don't like Microsoft. I'm putting it in D. I really do not like Microsoft. I'm not a big fan. I don't think that they do anything exceptionally well. I think they do a lot of things decently well, but overall, I'm not the biggest bull on Microsoft. Now, don't have much to say. They really haven't done much in the past couple of years. They're kind of just, floating around. And so is this next stock with Apple. Now, Apple, they kind of have a monopoly. Everyone has an Apple phone. I have an Apple phone. I keep buying a new Apple phone every 2 years. I'm sure you do the same. So I'm going to be putting Apple in a C tier. I don't love what they have been doing, but overall, they are still a killer company. And so is Microsoft. But I do like Apple just a little bit more because they do have more room to really come out and shake the world. I'm fairly certain that Tim Cook is looking to move on this year. So if they do bring in a new CEO, that could be a huge driver forward. Now, next, we're going to have silver. And boys, I'm putting silver in an A tier. I can't give it an S because it's been up over 160% this year. I just can't do it. But I love silver. You guys know I have been absolutely accumulating a crazy amount of silver. Got a good bit right here. So I have been killing it with silver, and silver has been killing it for me. And so I love this. I love silver. I'm going to be giving it an A. I still believe that silver is worth well over $100 an ounce. And I really do think that silver can run it back and see another 100+% year. I do think that silver can see over $150 by the end of next year. And that is simply off of their AI infrastructure costs. You guys don't know, you guys may not know, but there used to be about 100 million tons of silver used a year. Now that we have all these AI infrastructures, data centers, phones, chip making, we are using so much more silver. We are using over 500 million tons of silver a year. Now that means that we are up around 5x in total usage of silver over the past couple of years, and I could only realistically see that continue to climb. So overall, with a supply and demand, commodity like this, we could definitely see silver continue this insane rally. Now, getting into our next stock, we're going to have Grab. I'm going to be giving Grab a C. Now, I believe that Grab is a great company, but with their current market cap sitting at $20 billion, I don't know how much more we could see a lot of upside. I don't think this stock could really see a crazy run. The stock is sitting at $5. People think it can go to 15 to 20. And if it's at 15 to 20, then that means, it's a $60 or $60 billion company. If they go to $15, that's $60 billion. And I don't know if this company is worth quite that. I honestly do think that they are worth maybe 25 to 30, but that only puts them at $7 to $8. That's why I'm not the most interested in Grab. I really did like the company, and once I really dove deeper in, I do like the company. I think their growth numbers are insane, but overall, they are not growing at a rate that's going to make them worth much more than 25 to 40 billion dollars. So it's just something that I'm not looking to see a multiple on a delivery company, go crazy on this, and see them at a $60 billion market cap doing $3 to $5 billion in revenue, or sorry, $3 billion in revenue per year. Now, if they're at $60 billion and they can do $10 billion in revenue and keep, a fifth of that, that's looking really good, but they aren't there yet. So we'll have to continue to watch them. But overall, I'll give Grab a C. Next up, we're going to have Irene, and I'm going to give Irene a B. Irene looks absolutely great. They do have a lot of numbers that are kind of set up on the table, and that is the issue that I do have with them. I do not like how Irene, and we'll talk about another stock in today's video about this, but they do have a lot of forward revenue projected. So this could be really, really great, and this could also be really, really bad. They could operate on hand and do everything right, and they could actually see all of these businesses come through on their plans, go through with their deals, and they get the deal done, and Irene gets all the money, and that's great. Awesome, right? Perfect. But there's also the other side of that where that doesn't happen. So I love Irene, but overall, you do have to be a little bit patient, a little bit conservative, and see if these deals really do start to stick. Because if they don't, that's an issue. Now, next we're going to have ASTS, and I'm giving ASTS an A. I know ASTS was up so much this year, and I don't think that ASTS is a buy currently, but overall, I do think that this company, and we'll go ahead and rank Rocket Lab. I think Rocket Lab is actually going to be an S. And I probably should have done that, but taking a look, we have ASTS and Rocket Lab. Going to be giving them an S and an A, and my reasoning for this is so insanely simple. If SpaceX is going to IPO at $800 to $1.5 trillion, what do you think the next closest stock is going to be in market cap? Realistically, I would assume that you would say at bare minimum, probably $400 to $600 billion roughly. Roughly. Now, the closest stock is Rocket Lab right now at 40 billion. So the closest stock in the whole entire space sector, if we're not counting Amazon with Blue Origin and those other companies that are trying to kind of dip their toes in the water, if we're talking about true space companies, Rocket Lab and ASTS, both under $50 billion in market cap, have an insane amount of room to catch up. An insane amount of room. We could easily see these companies finish over $300 to $500 billion next year. If SpaceX does IPO and the IPO goes well, we will definitely see a lot of bullish price action for those two stocks. I can guarantee it. Of course, it's not financial advice. Do your own research. But I do really enjoy Rocket Lab, and I do really enjoy ASTS. You guys know I'm already up over 300% on Rocket Lab. I bought it at $19. It's all the way up to $70 right now. And same with ASTS. We bought that one at 34, sold it again, bought it back at 39, took it all the way up to 100, sold it, bought it back at 60, took it all the way back up, so on and so forth. So these are great companies to look for moving forward. I believe that both of these companies are going to easily eclipse $100, if not by the end of quarter one, quarter two, but definitely by the end of this year. And I do honestly believe that these companies could go over 200. Do your math on that, really work it through your head, understand what could actually go on with these two companies, because think about it, with companies, or sectors like this, there's always going to be a number two. As long as it's not going to be SpaceX, you're not going to see these companies go to $1.5 trillion. You're not, but you are going to see these companies start to catch up. And I really do want to see these companies start to catch up, because I believe that this is going to really give us a great opportunity to really see a lot of what's going on with these space stocks and see if they are sticky or not. So that is my opinion on Rocket Lab and ASTS. 2026 is right around the corner, and you guys know we went absolutely crazy in 2025. So we have a big year coming in 2026 where we are going to be dominating the market. Now, to kick this off in style, I'm giving you guys an opportunity to get 26% off your premium memberships with code 2026. Now, in 2026, I want you to become a better you, a newer you, and I want you to invest in yourself. Now, this is an opportunity for you guys and your friends and your parents and anybody that you may know to make an absolute bag. You guys know we absolutely killed it. Over $5 million in team profits last year. Looking to do over $10 million in team profits in 2026. Now, whether you're going to join premium or not, click the link in the bio down below, join up for free, and check out our amazing journey. Getting into our next stock, we are also going to be giving Zeta an S tier. Zeta looks amazing. Zeta is one of the stronger growers out there on the market for a small cap company, and one of my favorite stocks out there as a small cap company. We all know that this is basically a Palantir 2.0. They are not in the defense sector, but they're looking to do exactly what Palantir does for the defense sector for AI marketing firms. So it's a perfect idea. It is a perfect strategy, and I love the way that they're operating so far. If you don't know, David Steinberg, their CEO, said that Zeta makes $6 to $7 per dollar spent on their product for their customer. So that means if I'm the customer and I give Zeta $1, they're basically going to give me back $6 to $7 in revenue for my company. That seems pretty worth it to me. If I were to give them, $1 million, they're going to give me back $6 to $7 million. That's pretty nice. Obviously, that's not exactly how it works, but that means that their customers are going to be coming back. That means Zeta's customers are going to be going back to Zeta, and then it just starts this pinwheel of revenue. And with Zeta's revenue growing and EPS growing, and them cutting their margins, this is a great stock for the future. And I am a big fan of Zeta. Next, we're gonna have Hims. Hims is getting an A. Hims was beaten down at the end of the year. Very unlikely. Very unlikely that it was Hims. I was very surprised that Hims was the one that kind of got beaten up. But overall, this stock kind of got killed. It's still up 50% year to date, which I think is hilarious. But the company did get killed. They went from 25 to 70, all the way back down to 25, all the way back up to 60, all the way back down to 40, all the way back up to 60, all the way back down to 40, all the way back up to 60, and then all the way back down to 30. So it's a very interesting, cat and mouse game with Hims. But I do believe that they're going to give us a great opportunity. And if this company gets below $27, this is an instant S tier. Instant S tier. This would be one of the best and easiest buys under $25. And I really do believe that Hims is a great company. Nothing has happened with the revenue, EPS growth. None of that has been affected. So this is really just manipulation that we have seen. And overall, I do want to see Hims continue higher. Next, we're going to have Robinhood. I'm going to give Robinhood, is it an A or a B? Y'all know I love me some Robinhood, but are they going to start to slow down? I'm going to give it an A. We might start getting a little top heavy here, but these are the top 26 stocks for 2026. These are all amazing stocks. So I'm going to give Robinhood an A here. Robinhood is still a great company. You guys know that they've been absolutely killing it. Currently, we have their Robinhood holidays, which have been absolutely amazing. They're giving out Rolexes and Bitcoin and Dogecoin and all this kind of stuff. And you guys know that they've been killing it. They have their Cortex coming out next year. They have Robinhood Social coming out next year. I'm sure they have 20 different things that we have never heard about coming out next year. Vlad Tenev and their CEO have been absolutely killing it. This is one of the best stocks out on the market, and I love Robinhood. You guys know I've been holding this stock for a while, and I seriously do think that this could be a financial super app that really does get over at least $500 billion. I'm not going to say $1 trillion quite yet, but this really could be a $500 billion company, and currently sitting at around $110 billion. That still leaves a lot of room to the upside on the table. Now, getting into our next stock, we're going to have EOS, and I'm going to go ahead and give EOS. Oh, hmm. I'm gonna give it a. I'm gonna give EOS an A. I'm gonna give EOS an A. You guys know they're still growing great. They're still going at a 10x for revenue, EPS, and free cash flow over the next 3 years. If they can do this, this is a very similar story to Irene. They do have a lot of stuff wrapped up in deals, but they also have a lot of deals that could be coming in. They are also forecasting out the possibility for a lot more deals. So we could even get a little bit lucky with EOS here and see them, just blow it out of the water with deals next year, and them absolutely rock it. Because I believe after this company got shot down from around $19 all the way back to $12, I think we're gonna go back and test $10. Then from there, honestly, move all the way back up to all-time highs at $30. I really do. And then from there, we have a measured move all the way up to 60. If they can't continue their growth, we will definitely see that over the next couple, probably 3 years. That's very, very possible. But I do believe that EOS is a great stock moving forward. We all know energy is going to be great. So I believe that EOS can front run that for us. Obviously, there is some other picks that could be better, like BE, like CEG, all those other energy companies. But I do like the zinc battery ideas. I do like this idea. And I do think that EOS will be a top gainer in 2026. Now, next, we're going to have Oscar. Really, really sad here with Oscar. Great company, great financials. Now, I'm going to unfortunately have to put Oscar in a C tier until ACA gets extended. I'll actually put Oscar at the front of C tier just because I do want to see Oscar get that ACA extension, and then we can go ahead and re-rank this. Once they get the ACA extension, oh, they're an A tier. They might even be an S. This is a great company, and people are just beating it down. In my opinion, I think this is an S tier. But if it's not going to get the price action, it's not going to get the volume, it's not going to get the looks, and it's going to get frowned upon because they don't get the ACA extension, well, unfortunately, I'm going to have to pass. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the way the wind blows. It's unfortunate, but Oscar is going to go at the top of C tier for me. Now, next, we're going to have Nebius. I'm going to give Nebius an S tier. Nebius is looking great, guys. They are looking to grow their revenue from like $2 billion this year or last year to like $16 billion in 2028. That's insane. But once again, this is another company like Irene. They have a lot of money wrapped up in forward deals. This is forward revenue that could honestly just go away. Of course, these people could retract their deals and this could go away. So that is the risk. But overall, I really do like Nebius. You guys know we bought Nebius at $77. 3 days later, it's at 90 and we're up 30%. So it has been an absolute killer for us. I believe that this stock can reach new all-time highs over $150 after it reached a prior high at around $140. So we could definitely see a lot of upside for this stock. And with those revenues growing insanely well, if we were to see even more bullish news, this company could definitely be worth $200 to $300 by next year. I mean, seriously, if they were to keep up these deals and they already have forward growth going to $16 billion, we could definitely see something pretty cool. So that's where I'm going to put Nebius. Next, we're going to have Oracle. I'm going to put Oracle in a B tier. I think Oracle has a good bit of catching up to do, but just like a lot of the trends here, we are seeing a lot of money wrapped up in forward earnings. And with Oracle doing all this business with OpenAI, and it's a little bit sketchy, we'll see how this actually works. I think Oracle has a bunch of upside. I think they look absolutely amazing. I think they can go back to all-time highs, but there is also a risk. I mean, there's a huge risk with Oracle because they have all this money wrapped up in OpenAI, and OpenAI doesn't have this money for them, and they also have a lot of forward revenue projected that could fall through. So those are the risks, but overall, this is an undervalued company, and if they are able to operate on hand and get these deals done, they're going to do amazing. Next, we have gold. Bang. Gold looks amazing still. I'm going to put gold in a B because I'm giving silver an A. I think that this is still a great list right here. Obviously, gold, I think, is going to underperform silver. That's why I have silver just a little bit higher. But I think they're both going to do great as they are still both some of the hottest commodities out there. That was a long time of talking. I was able to get that done in one single clip. Low-key a goat for that. But let's go ahead and check over our list here. So in S tier, we have Amazon, Meta, Rocket Lab, Zeta, and Nebius. Like it. I really do. I think it looks really, really good. I don't really have anything that I would change here. And A tier, I have AMD, TSMC, Silver, ASTS, HIMS, Hood, and EOS. I'm also a fan of this. I don't think I would change anything here. I'm really a big fan of this list, honestly. And in B, we have NVIDIA, Palantir, Google, Tesla, Irene, Oracle, and Gold. If anything, I would move Irene up to an A tier, but I like the way it's at. Next, C, we have Oscar, Broadcom, Lilly, Apple, Grab. I like C tier. Unfortunately, once again, Oscar is going to go here. I still think that Oscar is a great company, but we're going to have to wait to see when ACA gets extended. It should come in Q1 of 2026, so we could still see a large bump for Oscar by the end of the year next year. Now, indeed, we're going to have this rounding out with Microsoft and Berkshire Hathaway. Not a big fan of either one of these. Personal opinion, but I'm not a big fan of either one of these. So this is my list. This is my list right here, and I absolutely love it. I think this is a great list right here. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about this list, and let's go ahead and wrap up this video. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I had an absolute blast filming this video. I hope you guys did like the tier list. I do wanna make another one with some small caps. I wanna make a top 26 stocks for 2026 under $50 billion in market cap. So if you guys did like this video, make sure you guys do drop a like, subscribe, and comment down below what stock you guys wanna see featured in our small caps for 2026 tier list video that should be coming out later next week. Now, of course, thank you guys as always. I hope you guys do once again have a very, very great New Year. Stay safe. Go have some fun. Hey, get a little crazy. Get a little crazy, do a little stupid, but don't do anything too stupid. And I'll see y'all in 2026. Later, boys.